Everybody was kung fu fighting.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Car Ride Reactions, the show where we react to the latest movies on the car ride home. Today's a bit of a special edition episode because I'm not driving home. I have my car's in the shop, studio's getting worked on, you could say. But like they say in Hollywood, show must go on. So I'm gonna react from home today.
The show goes on!
Today saw Karate Kid Legends. Big fan of the Karate Kid franchise. Loved Cobra Kai when they were going through that, so was real pumped for this movie. When I saw the trailers for it, especially when I saw they were bringing Jackie Chan back as Mr. Han, and they were going to bring Danny LaRusso back. So we're getting kind of the crossover there. I was curious to see what they were going to do. But man, it delivered to me. It was great. I really liked this movie. This kid, Lee Fong, the character's name, I don't know what the actor's name, but he is the Karate Kid. I mean, he would solo every kid, every adult in every one of these movies we've seen. I mean, Danny would have got hands. Johnny would have got hands. Hawk would have got hands. In Cobra Kai, Robbie Keane would have got the hands. Samantha would have got the hands.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
I mean, everybody. This kid's smoking everybody in this show. So he is the real Karate Kid. So it was cool to me how they found a way to kind of give us what we expect out of these Karate Kid movies. As a kid, he moved, kind of the cookie cutter formula there, but this wasn't a kid that needed to learn karate. He was already well trained in kung fu. And that's kind of where the movie forks off from the previous one. So did a good job of kind of getting what you want out of these kind of movies, but also making it different enough that it's just not like a rinse and repeat movie. The very opening scene was really cool. I mean, I don't think that was CGI. That must have been like old footage or something from one of the old movies with a young Ralph Macchio and Mr. Miyagi. Because I know they've been doing a lot of AI and like de-aging of people recently, but man, that looked pretty real if that was CGI. So that was kind of a cool scene. And then, I mean, I also like the choice of really making it more Jackie Chan, spoiler warnings as always. Ralph Macchio was in this movie a lot less than I thought he would be as Danny LaRusso. I mean, he was an instrumental part of it, and he did a great job in it. I mean, him and Jackie Chan's dynamics together was great. They were so funny together, and he really brought the juice like he always does as this role, like especially in Cobra Kai and everything. But man, I was surprised how not much he was in it. Like Jackie Chan's got, I think, significantly more screen time as Mr. Han, which makes sense because he's closer related to Lee Fong, who's the main character we follow in his story. So it makes sense that it's more centered around Jackie Chan, just not really what I would thought going into it. How they bring Ralph Macchio and his character Danny into it is more, if you've seen the Jaden Smith Karate Kid, the one that introduced Jackie Chan, that's more kung fu.
Everything is kung fu.
And in the tournament in this one, they all got to have a tournament. All Valley in the Karate Kid movies. I forget what they called it in the Karate Kid, the Jaden Smith one. I forget what they called that tournament, but they got in Cobra Kai they got the Saikai Taikai and the World Championships and the All Valley and all those different ones. So in this one, it's the 5 boroughs, and that's more of a karate tournament. So Danny's role is more to come in and help teach karate rather than kung fu, because slightly different elements to each of those, and the rules, the way those tournaments would work. So narratively, it makes sense. My downsides of the movie are kind of the same as like all the Karate Kid movies. Is sometimes the motivations are like rushed, or like inevitably in these movies somebody doesn't want the main character to fight, and then like it always feels a little rushed, like a while all of a sudden they're like, okay, maybe it is okay if he fights. And that was kind of like the mom's story in this one. So some of those things are a little rushed, which I think that's part of we're used to television these days, where you get like seasons to build into these characters and their backstories. And movies, they got to cram all that stuff. So I don't know if the movies like don't do as good of a job as they used to, or if we really just are more used to getting more backstory because of like shows and streaming becoming more popular. So not really sure. But that being said, like another thing these movies, Karate Kids, and like the movies and the shows do really well is just lovable characters. Like even taking the main character out of it, like Lee was great, but like the side characters in this were all great. I mean, obviously Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio as the instructors were great, but like, you know, his friends and his love interest in this movie, his one friend was kind of just there in my opinion, but the love interest, she was a great character. The kind of one of the ways they flip the normal Karate Kid tropes on this movie on their head is, since he's more of the prodigy, he actually ends up training this guy Victor, who's like the local pizza shop owner and the father of the love interest. He ends up teaching him some kung fu techniques to help him with boxing. But that character was awesome. I thought Victor was one of the best characters in the movie. Easily one of the more liked people to me, or more likable people to me. So yeah, I really liked it. I've taken a while to get to my score, I guess, for this, but you know, despite it having some formatic like flaws that may take away from a lot of movies, just the enjoyment level of this one, like I couldn't go lower than an 8. Like there were parts of that movie where I was wondering to myself if I was going to give it a 9. I think that would be a little too high, but I think I'm going to go 8 on this one. I might be, you know, rating it more as a Karate Kid fan. I'm not sure if you're not into the Karate Kid stuff, if you'd like it as much as I did. But I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on this one. Like really enjoyable. You know, the end half of this year is gonna be crazy with movies. The beginning half of this year has been okay. We've had some hitters and with Sinners and Thunderbolts and some of those other ones, but this is up there in the better movies that have come out this year to me, for sure so far. Like I really enjoyed it, beginning to end. Speaking of end, there's like sort of a post-credit scene. The credits don't really start rolling yet, but post-credit scene's cool. It's a lot of the main cast in the pizza joint, and you know, kind of celebrating and you know, reflect. You know, I guess post the events of the movie, reflecting, and they end up sending a pizza out to California where Danny lives, and basically saying, you know, if you ever need anything, you know where to find, setting up potential installments for more Karate Kid movies. My theater was pretty full for, you know, a Thursday evening opening day on this. So I think this movie is going to make decent money personally. And I don't think they're done with this stuff. I don't think they're done with Karate Kid, man. Cobra Kai was great. I know they're done with that. This movie sets it up. Speaking of Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka is in the post-credit scene. He wasn't really in the movie, but he's in the post-credit, just kind of setting up. He's still out here. I mean, Ralph Macchio and William Zabka, man, they're not leaving these roles. They are in for the long haul for these roles. They'll do this till they're 80, 90 if they keep making movies. So I think the post-credit was good and just sets up that we're going to get more Karate Kid, more from that franchise. And I'm here for it. Bring it on. So I guess that's it. You know, kind of wrapping up my thoughts on this. I like to always give you all the trailer I like the most. For this one, this time, there was the new trailers for Superman and How to Train Your Dragon actually dropped, and both of those just look so good to me. I liked How to Train Your Dragon, like the original one, but something about this live action one I'm really interested in, and especially before I want to hit Epic Universe at some point. I definitely want to see the movie before Epic Universe. I feel like that'll kind of add to all that. But Superman, I don't think it's gonna be, but I'm hoping Superman is the movie that comes out of July on top. I really hope it is, but we'll have to see. Yeah, other than that, guys, you know, thanks for watching. Not sure when we'll be back in the studio, when I'll get my car back, but hopefully sooner than later. If not, I'm still gonna try to do these videos. I think we're gonna do Unholy Trinity, and I'm probably gonna do How to Train Your Dragon, which would be in the next couple weeks. Ken's definitely back for F1. We'll definitely be rolling out F1, and then I think I want to roll out another ranking for you know, social media, like maybe when June ends, what the best 3 movies of the year have been for us and the rest of the carpool. So we'll see. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back soon, and have a good one. Later.